Hey everyone, welcome back to the Practical English Podcast. I'm Aries.
And I'm Levent. How's it going today, Aries?
Pretty good. I had a busy morning, but I'm excited for this episode. How about you?
I'm excited too, because today's topic is something super useful for anyone learning English. Talking about your daily routine.
It is. And in this episode, you'll not only learn how to talk about your routine with the basic sentences, but also how to speak more naturally. So your conversation flows without long pauses or that, what do I say next feeling.
Exactly. Daily routines are perfect for this because you already know the content. You just need to bring it to life in English.
Indeed. For example, instead of just saying, I wake up at 7, you can say, I wake up at 7, but I like to stay in bed for a few minutes, scrolling through my phone before making coffee.
See how that sounds more natural? And those small details give the other person something to respond to, which keeps the conversation moving.
Right. It's not just about answering a question, it's about sharing little details that make your routine sound natural and real.
Exactly. How about we share our own mornings?
Great idea! Listeners, pay attention to our routines and see how they match yours.
Yeah, you might spot some similarities or even get a few new ideas for your day. All right, let's start the day together. How does a typical morning look for you, Aries?
Sure. I usually wake up around 6:30 a.m. The first thing I do is open the curtains to let some sunlight in. It helps me wake up. Then, I drink a big glass of water before I even check my phone. After that, I stretch for a few minutes and make a cup of strong black coffee.
Nice. I like that you start with sunlight and water. That already gives people a lot of small details to work with.
Yeah, and those little steps make the conversation more interesting than just saying, I wake up early. What about you, Levent?
Well, I'm more of a 7:30 a.m. person. My alarm goes off and, honestly, I hit snooze at least once. Then I get up and head straight to the kitchen to make a smoothie. I usually listen to a news podcast while I prepare breakfast.
I like that. See, you mentioned hitting snooze, making a smoothie, and listening to a podcast. 3 easy details that create a complete picture.
Exactly. And that's the key. Even if your morning is simple, sharing these small actions, like opening curtains, stretching, or listening to something, gives the other person lots of ways to respond.
Right. Someone might ask, what kind of smoothie do you make? Or which podcast do you listen to? And suddenly, you're having a real conversation instead of just giving a short answer.
So when you talk about your own routine, don't worry about being perfect. Just think of the tiny steps you do every morning and describe them. That's what makes your English sound natural and keeps the conversation flowing.
Absolutely. So mornings are covered. Let's talk about afternoons. What's a typical afternoon like for you, Levent?
My afternoons are usually busy with work, but I try to take a short walk around 3 p.m. It helps me clear my head and get a little fresh air before diving back into emails.
That's a great tip. A short walk is such a simple thing, but it adds personality to your routine. For example, instead of just saying, I work in the afternoon, you could say, I work in the afternoon, but I make sure to take a 15-minute walk around the block. It helps me stay focused.
Exactly. And sometimes I grab a cup of tea or a small snack while walking. Those little details make your English sound more natural.
For me, afternoons usually mean a mix of work and studying. I try to spend an hour reading English articles or listening to podcasts. And if I have time, I practice speaking out loud, even if it's just summarizing what I read.
Perfect. That's also a good tip for listeners. Use your routine to practice English. Even simple actions like describing what you read or eat can help your conversation flow.
Now, moving to evenings. Mine usually start with cooking dinner. I like to try new recipes sometimes, and while I cook, I often chat with my family or listen to music.
I do something similar. I usually make dinner and then spend some time relaxing, watching a short show or reading a book. Sometimes I also write a quick journal entry about my day.
That's interesting. See how adding little actions, like listening to music, chatting with family, or writing a journal, creates a full picture? You're giving the other person ways to ask follow-up questions.
Totally. Someone could ask, what kind of music do you listen to? Or, what do you write about in your journal? Suddenly, it's not just a routine. It's a conversation.
And that's the goal, right? To take something simple like a daily routine and turn it into engaging, flowing English.
Yep. Mornings, afternoons, evenings, every part of your day has details you can use to practice and speak naturally.
All right, listeners, now it's your turn. Here's a little challenge for you. Write a few sentences about your daily routine in the comments or your notebook. Share the little details. What makes your day unique?
Yes. Try describing your entire day, morning, afternoon, and evening, using small details, just like we shared today. Don't just say, I wake up, I work, I eat dinner.
Add little actions or habits. For example, I wake up at 6:30, open the curtains, drink a glass of water, and stretch for a few minutes.
Or for the afternoon, I take a 15-minute walk around the block, grab a cup of tea, and check my emails.
And evenings, I cook dinner, listen to music while cooking, and write a short journal entry about my day.
When you practice like this, your English will start to flow naturally. You won't pause thinking, what should I say next? Because you already have details ready to share.
That's the point. And remember, don't worry about making mistakes. Focus on describing, sharing, and connecting. That's what real conversations are all about.
So, take a few minutes to describe your day, out loud or in writing, and try using some of the details we mentioned.
Yes, and while you're at it, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss new tips on speaking English naturally.
Absolutely. Keep practicing, stay curious, and enjoy speaking English.
All right, that's all we've got for you today. Thanks so much for joining us on the Practical English Podcast.
See you
See you
next
next
time.
time.